I think they did, I think the three did it just to get my power
I was
away.
almost right there with you.
Yeah.
I was just late at 8:30, because I was like, wait a minute here.
It has to be done tonight.
Hey, let's tell Kurt 9:40, he can't argue using his power.
So if you find.
You already did a temporary chair, so.
I know, they took my power away from me. Nobody wants to be involved. What? I don't have it no more.
I don't have it.
How much your house?
Conspiracy, Kurt.
There's only
You take your.
So if you want to
Maybe next week.
No, I don't. I
a
don't.
little too quick there.
That's how that goes. So, yeah, I don't think last time, actually, I would just ask you.
So,
Yeah, but that's not hard. It doesn't matter. I mean, it might be honest with you.
it's still snowing, so, but they have the material down, so they're being in shape when it does.
It has to hit a 1 inch before we actually see
Well,
kind of sort of.
Yeah, there's
yeah,
ordinances,
so.
but
It is on that list.
I think it was.
I'll bet there's not. Well, I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to.
Gravel roads are really smooth once that snow on.
Yeah, they're packing the holes.
Yeah.
And you can go faster.
With frost and everything, it's tricky.
Yeah.
I went down to Florida last year.
Me and Laura were the ones who
Brooklyn,
showed up.
in Brooklyn. Late Saturday morning, and then I got down to 18 and it was slick.
Yeah.
And, called Tim and I said, hey, that's slick. Well, I'll come and look at it. There's no need to come in, I'm on it. Get somebody out here. Went home from the tournament, nobody touched it. They're lucky for me. Yeah, he's late. Later than. I'm not done playing my games.
Play my game.
I like that. I didn't even
My back is bothering me anyway, because I was splitting wood.
Okay, it's 9:41. We are going to call this meeting to order. First thing we need to do, again, is to elect the temporary chair until we get down to the Board of Organization, and then we can do the permit. So take a motion to appoint a temporary chair.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, it's been moved.
I'll second it.
It's been moved, seconded. Any discussion? All those favor, or all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We'll take nominations for, temporary chair.
I'll make a motion that, Mark Dolan be the temporary chair.
Okay, it's been moved.
Not temporary.
Temporary, but we're going to make it.
Right.
Yeah, so somebody got to second that.
I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now, we're going to open the meeting, for the board organization of, 2025 for the Tama County Board of Supervisors. First thing we need to do is to elect a permanent chair, then we'll drop down and do, vice chair. We'll take nominations for chair.
I make a motion that since you've done a good job, Mark Dolan for chair.
Okay, so move. Any other nominations?
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that I would be chair. Any other nominations? Take a motion that nominations would cease.
So moved.
Need a second.
I'll second.
Okay, the motion is to cease nominations. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So the actionable item is to elect, chair. And the nomination for myself. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? carries. Next thing we need to do is elect vice chair, permanently for the, 2025 year. I would move that, we would nominate, Heather Knevel to be vice chair.
I'll second that.
Any other nominations? Make a motion that nominations cease. Need a second.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that nominations would cease. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And so the motion that's actionable on the table is that Heather Knevel would be appointed as vice chair for the 2025 year, calendar year, as vice chair for the Tama County Supervisors. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We've done the Pledge of Allegiance once, but was there anybody that was not here? Or anybody here that would be in opposition that we do it again? Let's go ahead and say it.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Need a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded. Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, it'll be time for public comments. In our last meeting, just preceding this one, we had we had decided, we believe, at least I do, and as the chair of the meeting, believe that limiting people to only commenting on things that are on the agenda violates their constitutional right to free speech. And so we're going to open the public comment period in order that you can discuss county business. To be recognized, please raise your hand. We would just ask that you respond from your seat. You don't have to come up here if you don't want to. After recognition, state your name and your address. You may speak one time per issue. If the comment is in an item not on the agenda, please understand that we will not act or respond on your comments or questions during this meeting according to open meeting and law requirements. To do so, we may place it on the agenda for a future board meeting. The chair of the board members welcome comments from the public. However, all comments must be directed to the board and not to others in the audience or in attendance. Keep your comments germane. It is not appropriate to use profane, obscene, or slanderous language. The chair may limit each speaker to 3 minutes. So with that in mind, we'll open up public comments. Did you get it all out in the first meeting? Go ahead.
Does that mean I can't talk to Jim when he gets here?
Yes.
Yes. I'm sorry.
So I have to talk to you to talk to Jim? Okay, got it.
New sheriff in town.
Andrew Dwork was here. Thank you. I had issues when the public wasn't allowed to speak for anything but what was on board. And I think you're gonna do a good job by letting the public speak on behalf of their county. So thank you very much.
Any other public comments? Good.
Laura Wilson from Geisert. Richard said it last time, but I also wanted to express welcome to your new positions, and I'm sure you guys will speak for the county, and I wish you well this year. So thank you for running and wanting to fill this position.
Thanks, Laura. Thank you.
Bill Fairclough, Toledo. I see on your agenda that you have, to set meeting times and location. Are you planning on moving the location of your meetings?
No, not this time.
best interest of the county.
Any others? If you're able to get a copy of our agenda, this one that we're going to do, we also did save and reserve public comment for the end of the meeting in case something comes up during the meeting that you want to comment on afterwards. And that'll probably be standard moving forward, when we adopt new rules. If there's no more public comments, we'll move to the closed public comments and move to the next item on the agenda. We're gonna try to go, at a fairly slow pace so that Gary can keep up on.
It's been really fast so far,
note-taking.
thank you.
Was it too fast?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
so
okay, it's
we-
fine. I'll come back and ask you guys questions if I have questions.
So we're gonna try to go, and I tried to do this in order as much as I could when I put out the agenda. But if you have the minutes, that were proposed, this is like a draft, so that, we can kinda go in order. We can jump around on the agenda too if we need to, but I think it follows pretty well, the proposed minutes. And so as we go down each bullet point, we'll be able to discuss and those kind of things as well. But, the first thing that was on the agenda on item number 5 was to authorize the county auditor to pay postage, express freight, wages and salaries prior to being audited by the Board of Supervisors in 2025. That was maybe a standing motion that they had in the past. And if you drop down to number 6, we're not gonna do both these at the same time, but I just wanna preface it by saying, authorize the county auditor to pay all claims signed by a majority of the Board of Supervisors. And so just the ones that are listed in the initial motion, allows for wages, salaries, so that those things can be paid before being approved by the Board of Supervisors. All other claims that come in would be subject to 3 signatures on the ledger. So if there's,
I'll make the motion
okay,
on 5.
it's second, been moved and seconded, to authorize the county auditor to pay postage, express freight, wages, and salaries prior to being audited by the Board of Supervisors in 2025. Any discussion? Questions, comments? If there are none, we'll take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now drop down to number 6. Authorize the county auditor to pay all claims as signed by a majority of the Board of Supervisors in 2025. Need a motion for that?
So moved.
Been moved?
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We good? You good?
Yeah, sorry, nope. Stop.
Next thing I have on the agenda, number 7, is to designate official newspapers for Tama County official publications. There are certain things that have to be published, according to Iowa code, and we have to designate, is it at least 2, I think, for our publications. And so I have that next on the agenda that we were going to, let me jump down. Typically, it's been Tama Toledo News Chronicle, North Tama Telegraph, and Trier for the ones in Tama and the ones in Trier. So those are the 2 that have always been done. We would need a motion and a second to approve those publications.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it. Okay, it's been moved and seconded to designate North Tama Telegraph and the Tama Toledo News Chronicle as our official publications. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is resolution 1-2-2025A for temporary road closure resolution. done standardly, I assume, every year. That has to be done probably at the beginning of the year.
You gonna read it?
You want me to read it? Otherwise I have copies up there that was handed out.
Is it too long for you to
I
read?
mean, it's not, but I can.
Okay, no, if you don't want to, you got one.
Do you guys want me to read it? I'll be more than happy to if you want me to read it.
I've read through it, I had the chance to read through it, if everybody's okay with it, I think we can just take a motion to approve it or not.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, second it. Been moved and seconded to approve resolution 1-2-2025A. Discussion.
Go ahead, you're fine.
Further discussions?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay.
Because I was just gonna say it has to be by roll call, so your discussion and then we'll do the roll call.
Okay. No discussion? No questions? Okay, then roll call.
Alright, so roll call of Kurt, Hilmer,
Aye.
David,
Aye.
Heather,
Aye.
Mark.
Aye.
And Kurt Koka.
I have a question on this topic. When Ben comes in, he always has a lot of information. Will we be allowed to ask him or clarify something with him when he's in here? Every Monday morning?
I think we have in the past.
Yeah, we did for a long time.
Yeah.
It helps a great deal since we all live here. Thank you.
Okay. Jumping down to number 9, approve resolution 1-2-2025B. The resolution is for depositories. That has also been kind of a standard practice in the past. I can read it if you're interested. Be resolved that the Tama County Board of Supervisors hereby resolves to authorize the county treasurer to deposit county funds in the following banks and set the amount as follows. The Iowa Public Agency Investment Trust of Des Moines is $5 million. State Bank of Toledo in Toledo, Iowa is $15 million. Dysart State Bank in Dysart is $2 million. Chelsea Savings Bank is $2 million. Lincoln Savings Bank is $15 million. Northeast Security Bank in Dysart is $5 million. WCF Bank in Tama is $5 million. And then second down below, that the banks be deposited for the county auditor, for the State Bank of Toledo for $20,000, the county recorder $125,000 for State Bank of Toledo, and the county sheriff is $200,000 for State Bank of Toledo. County sheriff $10,000 in Farmer Savings Bank in Traer, county sheriff $10,000 in First Interstate Bank of Gladbrook, and county sheriff $25,000 for Lincoln Savings Bank of Tama for each of their accounts. Is there any? We need a motion to approve or disapprove.
I make a motion, we approve resolution 1-2-2025B.
Okay, it's been moved. Need a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve resolution 1-2-2025B. Any discussion?
So the main discussion that I'll make is, coming in new, I would like the treasurer, I'd request that in the next, maybe give her 4 to 6 weeks to go bid out each bank in the county. I'd like to know what interest rates they give us on 2 million, 5 million, and 15 million. Those are kind of the 3 amounts. I noticed with me being from District 3, Traer Farmer Savings Bank is not listed in there. There may be some others missing. I want to at least understand, maybe there's a reason that they couldn't do it, but I would like at least the treasurer to put together a report to send out those 3 amounts to go bid out each bank to see at least what it would be. But I'm okay with, going through today, and since we're kind of new to but I just want to get that out there. I think it'd be good if that's acceptable to at least know that we're not missing banks, because that's a lot of money, there's a lot of small towns that, like I said, there's probably other ones you guys might know of too that are missing from the list from the county, so.
I don't know all of the banks. I have State Bank of Toledo, but also have Pinnacle Bank, which isn't on the list. I don't know how all those things are determined. Do you know how they were determined?
I don't know, that's that's her decision.
She
since
went
that's her
out,
office.
yeah, I think she goes out for bids, on interest, and then she has to come, to move money around, then the board has to approve that, but I think that it's changed and, am I not right? She made a whole bunch more money by switching. Yeah, so we're getting a lot more interest because she does keep on top of it. I think that's just part of what the treasurer does. I mean, I wouldn't know, but I do believe that's how it works.
So do I need to ask her directly?
Yeah,
or is
I
that-
think you would be best asking her because I think they keep track of the interest rates and what they'll
Right, cause
give us.
interest rates are fluctuating so much, so
Yes.
it's like, I think we need to often do that just to give banks a chance, you know, and we can fluctuate that money.
Right, and I know
Yeah.
some are certificates, right? And some money that's put away is in certificates, you won't be able to break those. So I think that's why they keep on top of it. I would just check with her. I mean, I think she probably has some for you guys.
Alright. So the motion is still on the table, any other discussion? Questions, comments? If not, we'll call the question. All those in favor of,
It's roll call.
oh, I'm sorry.
Yep. So I'll do roll call vote.
Yep, go
Okay,
ahead.
so Kurt Hilmer
Aye.
and David,
Aye.
Heather,
Aye.
Mark.
Aye.
And Kurt Kupka.
Aye.
I have a discussion on that. I just couldn't get it in before you voted. When it sounds like the treasurer is going to go to all these banks, it would be a good idea to clarify very specifically current, today interest rates versus projected, versus will meet whatever anybody else says. That's three different categories that can be very confusing. It would be a very good idea for those to be vetted thoroughly for you, that information coming back to you. Did what I just say make sense? Because, boy, things can be confused. In other words, one bank may say, well, you know what, whatever that bank says, I'll match it. But if that's what that bank says, then that needs to come back to you in writing, so that we don't have the same mess that we had before. That's my suggestion.
Okay.
It's like Heather said, this is a lot of money.
We still need a motion and a second for the actual elected offices to be able to do those deposits that you also. So you approved the resolution, but underneath there was those, amounts for the auditor, recorder, and sheriff to deposit. I need a motion and a second for us to be able to do that.
I will make that motion that, we designate the depositories, for 2025 as you read earlier.
Just down to the,
So the resolution was for the treasurer, this is for us, so this is to be able to do.
that could be done by simple motion to the.
Yep, motion and a second for that one.
Okay, the move would need a second to allow for each of the individual departments to be able, authorized and designated for their depositories, those who have been read off and listed.
I can second it.
Been moved and seconded, any other discussion on that one? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Okay. Drop down to, internal organization and appointments for 2025. This is a time that we designate who the board of supervisors on the adjoining boards are going to have on them. I can read through, we've tried to do some research as much as we can to find out what these boards were. The ones that were appointed last year that were on these minutes, and then when they met and all those kind of things to kind of align with our schedules and our backgrounds to see who could fit best, I guess, at this point. And I'm just gonna read off what what we have. And some of these might be outdated, but we're going to make them and then we can look into it more and then be reappointed to different boards if we need to. County Board of Supervisors, first one is for county buildings is the board. Assume is that for insurance or?
But the county buildings, the board is in charge of all ones up for insurance reasons.
No, not that I'm aware of.
I presume it's probably got, I mean, ultimately it'll fall back on the insurance, I'm sure, but I don't think that's why it was there.
For DCAT, Executive Board for DHS is Heather Knebel. DHS Advisory Board is Kurt Gomer. The County EMA is David Turner. Tama County Economic Development is David Turner. Alternate will be Kurt Gomer. Farm Administration and County Farm Rental would be Kurt Kupka. Livestock Evaluation is Kurt Kupka. The alternate would be Kurt Gomer. Or I'm sorry, there is the alternate. For the Board of Health Services would be Board of Public Health, Kurt Gomer.
Just to clarify, you're gonna keep the alternate empty?
Empty,
Okay.
yep, sorry. Kurt Hilmer will be on the Board of Health Services, I'll be their alternate. Health insurance, contact person for insurance information is Tammy. The health insurance coordinator is Tammy. Heartland Risk County trustee is Heather. The alternate trustee is Kurt Hilmer. 6th Judicial District is Kurt Hilmer. Tama County Daycare is Heather Knebel. Northeast Iowa Response Group, I was able to talk to Ryan a little bit last week, or earlier on in this week, because do we have a resignation?
Yeah, I have that letter here if you wanna see it, yeah,
Okay.
we did receive that.
I think that it's probably appropriate that we accept the resignation at this point and then act on that. But David Turner will be the board appointment to that, and the alternate will be Ryan, and I think Ryan goes to most of those anyway. We won't have a designee. Northeast Iowa Area Agency on Aging will be Kurt Hilmer. RC&D Commission, DNR, and U.S. Fish and Wildlife will be Kurt Kupka. David Turner will do the Region 6 Planning Commission. Safety Director, we have Liz Garrison Reekers. Safety Coordinators for the Risk Pool, we have Tammy, Ben, Tim Dolzall, Nick Coffrin, Chris Behrens, Dave Sherwood.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
it was Curtis Behrens,
Curtis.
Curtis Behrens, not
Not
Chris.
Chris.
Cause we have Chris
Oh.
and Curtis, so it's Curtis.
Yeah, we have two in there, yeah, one's Chris,
Yeah.
one's
Okay.
Curtis,
Yeah.
same last name.
So, just for clarification.
Curtis
Curtis, yeah.
Behrens, Karen and Ryan Goodenbauer is the EMA. Is Dirk on there too?
Yes,
Okay.
he is.
88 coordinators, Tammy Wise, we have 88 compliance officers, Dirk Kinley. Satusi, I am on that one. South Central Iowa Workforce Development, Heather Knebel. Central Iowa Detentions, David Turner, and I'll be the alternate on that board. The Local Emergency Planning Committee has all of us on that one. The Landfill Commission is Kurt Kupka, and alternate will be Kurt Hilmer. County Social Services, CSS will be myself, and then Sarah, the Shared Area Radio Agreement is Jeremy Cremens for 911. And we can, the way that we can do this, we can take a motion on all of it. There's others down below, and it's kind of separated by another motion. So we can approve those, have a motion to approve them, and then discuss line items if anybody wants off of the board, or if there's any other changes to it.
I'll make a motion, we accept those.
I'll second it.
Okay, been moved, to accept these appointments. Are there any discussions on any of them?
encouraged to get more into the paper in his articles, in his space that he's given, this kind of, his articles are very limited on what he the content. So, even if he were here, a lot of this he probably wouldn't be getting into his articles, maybe. We could be encouraged to get more in, less verbal stuff and more content from these meetings. Cause there's gonna be a lot, of information, it would be nice if it would be in the paper. So.
Or Cap's a former auditor, the auditor's office does put the minutes.
Right,
in
I
the
know.
paper also, so they
Yep.
are in there with everything that is discussed.
Yeah, sure.
Or it has a motion and discussion. It is in there. It's just not.
Okay, got a motion and a second on the table for these, first sets of appointments. Any further discussion on them? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Okay, the next,
Can I stop and make sure that you point out that if for some reason you're unable to act, that the vice chair is able to act on your behalf?
yeah, I have that as number 11.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's on my notes, so that's why.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is number 11, authorize any member of the Tama County Board of Supervisors to to sign or act in the absence of the chair. And most counties adopt this policy at the first board meeting of the year in order that I would be gone and somebody else would be able to. Typically, it's the vice chair, and then if none of us are here, then any of the member of the Board of Supervisors can sign on behalf. A lot of times if we're involved in any kind of legal thing, the auditor is designated as the person who gets to receive that in the chair of the board. We have co-ownership of that, so. This time I'll take a motion to authorize any member of the Tama County Board of Supervisors to act or sign in the absence of the chair.
So moved.
Been moved, seconded?
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Jump down on your agenda to the next item, which would be more appointments. Let me read. The county engineer has been Dulesky. Medical examiner is Dr. David Bethel, who is the MD. Deputy medical examiner is vacant. Medical examiner investigator is Dallin McAltree, Jason Vina and Courtney Watson. Relief director in Veterans Affairs is Elizabeth Ledvina. Weed commissioner is Bob O'Coon. Zoning administrator is Bob O'Coon. That completes that list. I do understand that we have a deputy medical examiner that's vacant. The county attorney had said that we need to address that at some point, as well as the medical examiner. There are only so many qualifications, qualified people who even live in this county who share those qualifications. You have to either be a medical doctor, a doctor of osteopathic medicine, or a doctor of surgery. And so there's not that many of those in this county. And so it is allowable if there aren't any. There's supposed to be a board that meets and gives names to us to a point. We haven't received any names. They said in that event, you're supposed to receive at least 2. But I know that, I go to the doctor in Concord, and he comes down here, Dr. Skur. I don't know if he's available for that. I don't know how many people are actually qualified for that position, so that might be one that, we would share with another county. Were you gonna say something, Casey? No, okay. All right,
Did you say 911 director? He's on my, of this Warren's old list.
where?
911?
The appointment. He just annual appointments by the board. He just read them all.
Mm-hmm. Should he be added.
And you're missing that
I say
one?
he's
No,
not.
it's.
No, I don't think that's,
It's David Turner, it says slash 911 under
No.
county emergency
no,
management.
No,
I don't think
He
he's
was
a
just county
point.
engineer, he did
Right.
Ryan Goodbauer, you know, he did examiner, he did all this, well, this
He
page has,
didn't do Ryan Goodenbauer either.
oh, he didn't do Ryan
No.
either?
No,
Okay, both of those are under that same deal.
Yeah, I don't know that they have to be under there, right? Because those are hired by those boards, by those commissions. They do need to be appointed after the commission? Oh, okay. Yeah. So the commission is already, those two are already in their positions, so. Yeah.
So we're good.
So you might wanna
So we
put,
need to add Ryan and Jeremy, so
Yes.
911 director and EMA director.
yes.
Okay.
I would say put that on there and then that covers you guys.
So if it's okay, I'll do
Add
Jeremy
those
as
two.
911 and Ryan Goodenbauer as EMA.
Add those two to the list.
I'm just unclear that the EMA and the 911 board make the recommendation to the supervisors.
So maybe they need to wait for their
Who
recommendation
they want
before.
there.
Ryan, do you know when
I
they
don't
do
think-
that by any chance?
I don't think they do it.
We have not.
They only do it when they change. I think it's the only time they
We
make
don't
that
need to
recommendation.
do it then,
No,
since
you-
it's-
I think you need to appoint them as an annual appointment,
even
but
though they're not doing it.
But they're not doing
Okay.
that because they have, those positions are filled, therefore they
Okay.
would not ask you to appoint someone else.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
What was your question? I didn't hear it, Casey.
Just so I'm clear, then, the E911 board and the EMS board do not then directly hire the EMA director and or the E911 director. They make the recommendation to the board,
Mm-hmm.
and then the board
Points.
appoints who their recommendation is. Okay. I just wanted to clarify.
So just so that we are, I'm gonna add the E911 director as Jeremy and Ryan Goodenbauer, EMA, two appointments here today.
4 years, I think we're thinking about making the sheriff an appointed position.
He's elected. Good luck.
No, we're gonna change that.
Okay,
Just kidding.
sorry, any other discussion on those, with the amended, two added?
Kurt's got another one, maybe.
Relief Director of Veterans Affairs.
You got that one on here, that's
I read
Elizabeth.
We do?
Okay, we do, okay, I
Yeah,
just
that's
had,
Elizabeth.
okay.
Yeah, we
You-
just
you
did
did
that
call
one.
that one.
I had a
Sorry.
question on that one, I got a call over the weekend that she was retiring at the end of the year,
So we heard that rumor
like
also.
last year.
Yep,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
so
She's good.
she talked to Michelle and she said that she will be retiring, but it's not any time that she's announcing it now.
Okay, thank you.
Well, knowledge.
Okay, we do need to vote on the amended list, because we made a motion on the list as it was presented, we need to make an amendment on accepting.
Did you vote? I didn't get that you voted on the last list.
We haven't voted on
We
that.
amended
have not
it to
voted.
add two, so we have to vote on the amendment.
Right.
So I'll take a motion to, amend the original list that include the EMA and the 911 director.
So moved.
Okay, it's been moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion on the amendment? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries, and then the vote will now be on the accepting and appointing the entire list
So
in
moved.
its entirety. It's been moved,
I'll second.
seconded, discussion.
My discussion is I agree that the vacant positions, I'd like to get those like in a newspaper, you know, reach out to, we need to fill these spots, there's been vacancies for a long time, so that's all the discussion I have.
We'll close discussion, call the question, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. The next agenda item will be to designate Tama County holidays for closure for all Tama County offices. The list for 2025 is President's Day, Monday, February 17th. Good Friday, Friday, April 18th. Memorial Day, Monday, May 26th. July 4th, Friday, July 4th. Labor Day is Monday, September 1st. Veterans Day will be Tuesday, November 11th. Thanksgiving and the day after Thanksgiving, Thursday and Friday, November 27th and 28th. Christmas Eve will be Wednesday, December 24th. Christmas Day will be Thursday, December 25th. And New Year's Day will be Thursday, January 1st.
I'll make a motion, we accept those holidays.
Second. Okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept, the holidays that were listed. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Number 13, set ongoing meeting times and location for 2025. The meeting time, as has been in the past, Monday at 8:30, unless changed for some reason. Location has been here in the supervisor's office, unless it's had to be moved with too many people over to the courthouse just last Monday. But other than that, I think that we would need a motion or a discussion on changing or leaving it the way that it is.
I make a motion.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded. What's your motion?
Oh, that we're going to set the official meeting day for everybody at 8:30, unless changed for some other reason.
Okay, right here in this meeting room. Okay? Now, maybe a second.
She said.
Second.
Okay, so the motion is clear. We're going to meet here every Monday at 8:30, unless for, it's changed for some other reason in the supervisor's conference room. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next on the list is to appoint a Title VI coordinator. I gotta find that body. Am I on the right thing?
Did it just go over?
People of the holidays.
Here we go, sorry. I'll just read this on the agenda. Motion, I'm sorry. Approve appointing Tammy Wise, HR Insurance Administrator and Title VI Coordinator, and signing of the non-discrimination agreement and the standard assurance documents. Title VI has to do with civil rights for minorities and people with disabilities. The DOT requires Tama County to sign a non-discrimination agreement and a standard assurance for the county to receive federal funds for some projects. That comes from the DOT.
Yes, yeah. All my training's through DOT.
Do we also approve the non-discrimination, like an act? Do we?
Yes, yes, and you have, the act is posted out there, so out on the board out there, you guys probably don't read it, but it is posted out there. So, yeah, we follow all the guidelines that we're required to. I file, all my documents as required. So,
Okay, as part of this, most counties that I was researching this, most counties will approve the actual language along with this.
And
So,
it was approved. It was all approved before.
okay.
But if you want the language, it's out on the
Yep.
board. And it's standard, it's a standard form that they put out, and we use that language off that form. It's not anything that we have changed, it's identical
Yep.
to what they require.
My
That
point
keeps
is
us-
they approve it every
Yep, every,
in
mhm.
January at this meeting.
Yeah, we don't approve the actual language that's out there. I mean, it's out there, you can approve it. If you want me to pull it down, I can, absolutely. That's not an issue, but yeah, we just do it every year.
How long is it? A paper, one page?
Yeah, I think it is.
You wanna read it?
Well, if we could have the language to include in our minutes, that's.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you just
do you
wanna
just,
send
if
me
you
the
just want,
language to-
well, yeah, it's out there, I can send the electronic form to her to add in your minutes.
Yep.
Okay, alright, I can do that.
Sorry for making you get it.
It's,
No, it's okay.
so the motion would be to approve, Tammy as a Title VI coordinator, as well as approving the, the to disclose, the non-discrimination agreement.
After you read it.
I-
I'll make
I'll
a,
make sure I get to
I'll make a
the
motion.
documents.
Yeah,
Accept that.
it'll be added.
I'll second it.
Been moved and second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next thing we have is to review and approve compensation commission members. I wanted to, when you're making motions, make a motion to approve instead of a motion to accept, because the language is important.
Say what?
Just a motion to approve.
Oh, motion approved.
The compensation board members, there's a list here, of several people. And it's broken up according to the way that it's laid out in the code. You have to have a certain amount of them that are real estate and brokers, people who are farm owners, owners of town property, and people with knowledge of real estate values. We have several vacancies, that we could use some people on. This board probably never meets, I'm guessing. It's for the purpose of land condemnation should there be a dispute on land, on use of eminent domain. And so these would be the people that get together to determine, if the land is going to be condemned or not. It's a very important job, and hopefully we never use it, but, seems to be heavy on some, not very many people on the others, where it's a weighted board, so. I would need a motion to approve the compensation commission as listed for the year 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve the compensation commission as listed for 2025.
Any second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the compensation commission as presented. Any discussion?
Same thing on this one, I think we should put it in the newspaper for each of these, and let's get some applicants coming in. That way we can at least give a fair shake at everybody, and we fill those positions as they come in.
Which ones?
All of them, they all have vacancies.
Okay, so I can,
Yep.
okay.
There's a lot of good
We'll get
people I know of, but
I
it's
just
probably
noticed
better
there's
to
another
put it in the
one that's
paper,
possibly
just,
sent.
yeah.
And we'll put it on we have to put it on the website for people to apply, so I'll get with Karen and get all that together to get it on there.
Has this list been freshened up at all, in the past?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
Probably not.
I think everybody on it's alive.
So when Highway 30 came through.
Mr. Lorenz been in good shape.
Okay.
Sorry.
Laura
I see
said-
there's another deceased one on there, so.
Laura said that she thought it was refreshed when Highway 30 started coming through, so it might be something that you redo
Right,
anyway.
if we could get like phone numbers for each of them, if you guys have that anywhere, if
We
not,
should.
we'll have to
Look around,
search
see if
that
you
out.
have it.
At least
See
call
what we
me,
got.
ask if they wanna stay on, but like you said, the one guy's health's bad and.
Karen, did you say one was deceased?
One just recently passed away, like
Yep.
in the last week or two.
Yep, we found that on
Oh.
several
Yeah,
lists.
just-
you know, like,
A lot of those committees don't meet a lot, or those
Yeah,
people,
or
are,
ever,
so,
yeah.
or ever,
Yeah.
you're right.
Like
They're
it's
just
not
there
going
for
to
you.
do full interviews, cause they're probably never gonna meet, but it's just, let's
Right.
at least give people a chance if they want to be
Yeah.
on it, and then we can just put.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve this, list for the compensation commission. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, motion carries. The next one is to approve resolution 1-2-2025C, which is a construction evaluation resolution.
Would you like me to read it? 'Cause I don't need to pass off my topic.
Nope, that's okay. I think that we've all had an opportunity to read it, but I can read it for the sake of the public. Iowa Code 459-304 sets out the procedure if a board of supervisors wishes to adopt a construction evaluation resolution relating to the construction of a confinement feeding operation structure, and whereas only counties that have adopted a construction evaluation resolution can submit to the Department of Natural Resources an adopted recommendation to approve or disapprove a construction permit application regarding a proposed confinement feeding operation structure, and whereas by adopting a construction evaluation resolution, the Board of Supervisors agrees to evaluate every construction permit application for a proposed confinement feeding operation structure received by the Board of Supervisors between February 5th of 2025 and January 31st of 2026, and submit an adopted recommendation regarding that application to the DNR, and whereas the Board of Supervisors must conduct an evaluation of every construction permit application using the master matrix created in Iowa Code Section 459-305, but the board's recommendation to the DNR may be based on the final score on the master matrix, or may be based on other reasons other than the final score on the master matrix. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Supervisors of Tama County to the Board of Supervisors, that the Board of Supervisors hereby adopts this construction evaluation resolution pursuant to Iowa Code Section 459-304, subsection 3. So the intent of this, I believe, is to, it allows us to use the master matrix scoring system when granting permits for the CAFOs.
I make a motion that we approve resolution 1-2-2025C, construction evaluation resolution.
Okay, then moved.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yes. I believe we can't approve it, we just make a recommendation, and then the DNR does the final approval, is that correct?
Yes.
We still have to have this resolution.
We
before
have,
them.
you have to have the resolution, you guys go out and do the measurements, you make no decision, you just do the measuring part, the metrics part, and then you send it off to DNR and they actually make the decision, so
Right.
you're just collecting information and, giving it to the
Right.
DNR.
In the past, we could approve or disapprove, but this has been moved up
Yes,
out of our hands.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Further discussion? If not, we'll call the question. All those in favor, or I'm sorry, it's
Yep.
a resolution, so we'll do roll call.
Yep, so Kurt Hilmer,
Aye.
David Turner,
Hey,
Heather.
Aye.
Mark.
Aye.
Kurt Kupka.
I wanna clarify that A sounded like a no, so let's say aye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, did we miss anything about?
I don't think so.
I think we're
I
good.
think you're good.
We
Did you get it all?
Wait a minute.
So far, you got, for
We
that
got
you
the
got all, but
department
there's,
heads.
yep,
The
Yep.
department heads?
yep,
I'll take that.
to approve our appointments. So, yeah,
Last
so,
one. Okay, got tucked in there.
so
Okay.
each of the elected officials have assistants and, or deputies in their office, and so if you want, I have the list here, but I didn't get Brent's back. Yay, thank you. Yeah, Brent's. So, yeah, so we have appointments that we'd like you to approve to our office.
Okay, can I see what?
You absolutely can. Sorry.
This is Brent's.
Those are Brent's, yep.
Okay.
So then there'll be one for my office, there'll be the assessor, the recorder, and the treasurer.
Okay.
And I think, Casey's working on his has the actual oath of office on his with his,
For his
for his deputies.
deputies, okay.
So it's all the elected people are the department heads, is that accurate?
All of
Well-
us elected people.
Could I would just, to, try to explain, I think that this allows, we're approving you to approve, the department heads to approve the staff that's already in place.
Correct. Yep. or
as
assistants.
deputies, assistant auditors, or,
Yep.
that's what they already are.
Correct,
Right.
So it's not changing anything.
correct.
I make the motion we accept.
It's been moved to, accept,
Is this your appointments? The department head's appointments. I'll add that to that. Did you get that?
I will second that.
just as a point of order, I think that we probably need to have this as an additional bullet point, we could bring it back for Monday. Cause I didn't get it on the
Okay, but if
agenda.
you're not gonna
I
appoint
didn't-
them today, pretend that you gotta work today then?
Right.
Well,
So should I make a motion?
I think that we could add it under,
Suspend
no, I think that we can add it under, the business of, if we jump back up to the, authors or internal organization appointments for 2025, I think that we could make a case that this would qualify under that, just the same as we appointed all of the other.
Well, you're gonna disappoint them, if you wanna approve that, they'd love to go home. For 2 days, they would love that.
Snow day, right?
So,
Well, and some of this would be nice to have in advance too, being new, you know, it would be nice to kinda have it, I guess, in advance.
so you gotta change the motion?
No,
Okay.
No.
Good, that wasn't.
but was it, you made the motion?
Yeah.
David seconded.
Yep.
Schooner Duncan.
Absolutely.
So 3 of them are the county attorneys, it looks like, right? Okay. You just did them on separate.
And some of them
Which
are
I
on
see
one
one of
page.
them's new, I'm not sure who she is.
Right. Okay. Anybody else wanna take a look?
Trustee two.
So if we approve these ones, for Casey's deputies, we're gonna
Casey's
continue
is
to work
included in
today?
there, I just don't have his papers back from,
Okay,
so yeah.
And I don't know, because of everybody's schedule, I'm not sure how it's gonna work getting everybody at one time, especially today.
Okay.
Since it is technically the first day, but I will make sure I get as many as I can, obviously today, and then go from there.
okay, it's been moved, seconded, no further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now, is there anything else I missed? If not, we'll open it back up for public comment again. Good.
Laura Wilson from Dysart. I'd mentioned it, I think, in a previous meeting, and I know you can't take action today. Will you be able to try to request getting resolutions and policies posted on the website? All we have currently are the ordinances, and I tried looking again this morning to see if it had been updated, but I mean, personally, as a citizen, I'd like to be able to reference those resolutions and policies you're voting on that do continuously affect citizens. Is that something we could try to get publicly available on the website?
So I know Heather did approach me this morning about that exact same thing, and so I will try to learn how to get that on there, so that you guys can see it.
And I know we don't want
think
to.
there'll be a problem, but I will need to learn how to do that.
I know we don't want to muddy up the ordinance page, but it looks like there might be a way to add another link for
I
policies.
probably won't put it on, I say maybe there could be a link on our
For
agenda,
policies
maybe
or
to
for,
do
yeah,
that,
okay.
but
Yeah.
I have to learn how to do that.
Or like to go back and see what policies are still in effect, like if someone was moving new, they wouldn't be able to find the policy on.
I have policies and stuff in mind.
Okay.
What policies are you specifically looking for?
Well, back when we did the policy on public comment before we made it an ordinance, I mean, that would have been nice to have available. I'm sure there are other policies. I've tried looking for if there are other policies that affect citizens, which I'm sure there are. there's no way for me to check
I'm not
that
sure that there's a lot of
to even know what to look for.
policy that you're looking for.
Okay.
Policies that, we currently have are, internal policies for employees, things like that, which that's not an issue at all. If there's something specific you're looking for, let us know, because we may not have a policy.
Well, the problem is I don't have a list of what policies you have to know what if there is one out there to look for,
The policies? Nope, I just have the policies. I
Okay.
just have the policies.
There is a policy book up there behind.
Yes,
In the bookcase.
that is true.
If you've read it.
Yeah, you look at it for $10.
Yeah. It's there for-
That's on record, you know.
Can't say that.
Right? That's on record.
We'll talk later.
Well, it's just to not even know if there are policies out there that would affect, public interaction or something. It'd be nice to have that available to even look
I
through.
think that's your resolutions really that you're thinking about, because,
Saying as far as resolutions, there's nothing computerized. I have
Yeah.
a file that I could go through and look for you for something, but.
yeah. So we're way behind the times. We're trying to get caught up, but, cause we just now have a webpage that we can actually use. I even need to update my stuff. So the only policies that we really have are policies related to employees. And then your resolutions is probably for what you're looking for. There would be no policies that talk about the public.
Well, it's just
We would not have policies like that.
last summer before we passed the public comment ordinance, it had been a policy. And that's what brought it to my mind. I'm like, I don't know what other policies would affect the public. It was a policy.
You think there was a policy?
It was a policy before it was an
It was.
It
ordinance.
might have been a policy, but,
It's right
I
here.
mean, I didn't
Oh,
have
see,
it.
he has it right there.
Wow, see?
And so that one did
That's
affect the public, and I didn't know if there were any others
That's-
out there
That's
to even look. So
the only one
that
that
was
would
all.
be, it's all internal.
Yeah.
It talks
Everything
about
else
credit
is
card
internal.
usage, sick leave.
the public doesn't need the internal policy, just
Yeah.
public relating ones.
Vaccination,
Yeah,
motor vehicle records, mileage
Yep.
rate,
those are all mine. Yep, those are all internal.
election, social media,
Those are mine.
drug-free workplace,
Mine.
vehicle license,
Mm-hmm.
meal reimbursement,
Mm-hmm.
substance abuse, Title VI,
Yep.
dust control, smoke-free workplace,
That's all
courthouse
mine.
lawn,
The dust control policy might be one the public would be interested in.
open records.
I think Ben has
Okay.
that. It should be posted on Ben's site. You could look at Ben's stuff. And if it's not, we can get it on for him. Not a big deal.
Mm.
Okay.
But yeah, we really don't have a lot of policies like that.
Any other further public comments?
Couple quick questions. Richard Arp. Concerning the public comment time, will the total amount of time be limited? I mean, you said for each individual 3 minutes, but if you have 20 minutes worth of people want to speak, will there be a limit to that?
It would be my intention to do 20 minutes,
Okay.
until people are.
Okay. And since there's 5 supervisors, will one of you be in the office every day of the week at a certain time?
In the morning.
So the public would know. that
That's
they
what it's
could
been in
come.
the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's been no set time. Are you looking for a set time?
Yeah, I was wondering if.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
we
we haven't
haven't-
had a set time.
We haven't organized that kind of information.
Okay.
But there, I believe that there will be a presence here.
Thank you very much.
I do wanna jump back up to internal organization appointments, because I overlooked one that wasn't on the list. Under section 331 in the Iowa Code, it lays out who is the attorney for this board, all boards involved in county disputes, and that is the county attorney. At this point, the practice has been, I don't know what, we're all new, and I think we have some representation from the Heartland Risk
Yes.
Board. I think we get some hours from them.
Yes, we get hours and
That
then.
runs out at
Yeah.
some point, but they're also attorneys for, workers' comp, that kind of stuff.
Yep, that's all done through Heartland.
But it is, the code doesn't change. The appointed attorney for all boards is the county attorney. He has to be we're going to appoint him, and that's going to be my motion anyway, that we would appoint him to all boards. And he would have to respond back that he's too busy, or he doesn't know enough about For example, the Iowa code lays out the treasurer can have somebody, or not the treasurer, the assessor can hire their own attorney, and there's even a budget set aside for that attorney. Outside of that, there's no counsel that can be retained through the county, even elected offices, unless it's approved by this board. And so any attorney that's representing any of our boards, us as a board, or any of the county boards would have to go through the county attorney. So I think at the most other counties, I was looking on other agenda items for this meeting, for the organizational meeting, they appoint the county attorney for the county. And so I think that it would behoove us to do the same thing at this time.
Are you appointing him, or do you want me to motion that?
We'd have to have a motion and approve it as a board.
I make a motion that the county attorney is the only attorney for all boards, and I'll just stop there.
Okay.
I'll stop there.
It's been moved and seconded to appoint Brent Herring, county attorney for all boards concerning the Tama County board, as well as all boards consisting as political subdivisions of the board.
Who seconded that?
I did. Okay, discussion. If there are none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Any other business to come before the board?
Are you still in public comment?
Yes.
I closed public comment,
Oh,
come back
okay.
up, but if we wanna go back into that, we can.
Are we going to, it's not on here, but are we going to have a discussion for agenda items for next week? Are we gonna do that today?
Just as a matter of discussion, not as a matter of deciding anything.
Right.
Just in general, I think that it's clear there have been rules that are adopted through Roberts, through our own policy that allows us to make any board member, any elected board member can put agenda items on. And it has to be in a timely manner so that we can get it approved and posted. Iowa code also says that the board of supervisors is responsible for posting it in a public place at least 24 hours before a meeting. And so traditionally, the way that has been carried out here in other counties, that the auditor will make sure that that's posted after the chairman, or in the absence of the chair, any member can sign. That will be probably the accepted practice going forward. We can put it on as the agenda item, but I don't think that it necessarily has to be.
Okay.
Alright. No other business coming before the board, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, been moved.
I'll second.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We're adjourned. Nothing but 2 utensils.
Glad we didn't have to do this on Monday, that would have been a long week on Monday.
So the stuff that we did on Monday,
This fax stuff.
Instead if they did it.
we have charge
He was talking really fast.
sign off model.
Oh, drive safe getting home.
You too. I don't know, I kinda like taking DuPont and it's like a small.
Yeah, but all those curves will be more chance of sliding off. You got your van, you don't have your truck.
I'd rather drive a van instead of slick ones.
Does it have four-wheel drive?
They worth anything anyway.
it done.
Do you have all of our emails? Some dates, different days that
If
work
it's the
for.
same thing that you said.
So we could say this is what we're talking about.
Yeah. And then just.
Do you want to just email me what they're on there? Let's start before you leave. I think most of, somebody else might have more things, so I do not know.
Well, we sort of did.
Basically, Lance called me
One or
where
two.
it's always had, you know,
Well, they asked me a question on each of
I think they're gonna put it on the
Oh, yeah,
agenda
like,
for you.
Oh, it's at the 23rd?
Yes.
Well, I'll have to verify that. Because I don't know if it was.
I know, but you,
I don't know.
but I think it would be, I know.
Get the cheaters out of the way.
first one is done, so if you
Get
want
this first
to-
Can we call it?
It'll iron. That's true, a lot of
Yeah,
people.
you would ask Lance, he is the board chair, he is our.
I say yes.
Yeah, and I can give you his stuff.
And then, yeah, usually if it's something like that, I'll just text you first.
So,
Yeah, so like I said,
but then
it's
the other
pretty
part
much
that we
almost
talked
always
about,
something.
originally,
Some of it's for
so
service
they'll
stuff,
have
and
to
then we have
request
lunch.
that,
Oh, that's good.
So
to get
if
that
you need me, send me a text.
in writing.
Yeah.
Step
And
out.
who requests?
Yeah, I'll do that.
I can
I mean, if there's
request
something
it.
that happens over the weekend.
But I'll wait till you meet with them and then I'll get
Just
that
come here
request
on Monday.
for you to send, because I think we're gonna have to have it on the
So,
agenda.
and
Does
I'm a hand radio operator, and so.
that make sense? Oh, yeah, that's Lance and, yes, I'm pretty sure he knows a lot about that, because I think.
And I always have my phone too.
Yeah.
Don't take
I
it.
mean, quite a few
Yeah.
counties in,
Yeah, I'll
are on the
get
same
like-
data thing, so.
So he may have some
Yeah,
information.
if there's something.
I know other counties.
I hope I never
Sounds exciting
have.
to do that.
I know.
And so, and
Also,
then-
it's nice too, because, you know, why is the ambulance going down?
No big deal.
It kind of
I'm not gonna do that.
self-
I used to run a
Now,
ambulance.
hold on, I'm
Oh,
gonna get stuff.
thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got one.
gotcha, yeah, you know.
No.
If you guys have any questions,
Terrible.
go for
And I
it.
think you guys want to
Or I can try
discuss
So I
it.
can,
Other
first,
issues.
I don't get this, my daughter makes these things.
So would it be like this versus that, like this big one here down?
Bobby, you come back to my desk, I have
So
like
I've
a
already reached out to
daily
them
one that you have to do.
Oh, so you just go on.
and gave them a heads up that, look,
Like
they.
his grandpa, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
And I don't write down, it's, yeah, because,
So I went to.
That's right, I was calling.
I don't know.
Patty.
Look at the snow, it's like the other curve, right?
Yeah. You need something else to see?
First
Okay.
things.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the rep that I usually
Where's that at?
contact.
Color?
You did a good job.
Well, yeah, she said there's one day that.
No, I've got, he's got me over the years, so I just whip them out.
Oh, I think about.
I don't know.
No, relax.
I thought that's what you were talking about. Next you've been on.
So, but you know what, I don't do that situation. That they have appointed over, I did that.
In the meeting.
Did you ask them about?
And I doubt it.
They
Set.
said they would be there.
We know where the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know what we're talking about.
Oh, cause you guys went up.
So I would
Yeah.
grab.
That's pretty close to work.
Well, it was good. So this
Will withstand a missile strike.
Probably not that, but I mean, 4 hours.
But I would understand that our, they couldn't get the standards for a missile strike. And so the engineer there, he went with a tornado hurling a telephone. And he put to that standard. I mean, it.
I wanna say it's pretty close to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't afford to have an EMP takeout.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're.
No, but it's good, it's good. Look how much you guys learned today.
Equipment.
Day number one.
My brain's full.
It is.
We don't care.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
Usually what happens.
No, but even like when you have a procedure, you know, like if there's. Yeah,
No, we won't do
when
anything.
there's going to be a question like an amendment, how do you even get?
Just because we
You
know
know,
if
the
I check
whole,
out with that.
the whole action.
Yeah.
if you
So do you,
Because I don't know,
so do you
I don't
really
know.
understand what that ordinance was about?
I don't know.
Do you really understand what that ordinance is about?
Just so we
Because
can.
the public comment.
No, like,
I can tell you what that
she told me
ordinance
not to
is
be
about.
longer, no more.
How many was I up there?
So I actually tested
It's
that.
five people out of the audience, that's an issue. That's why they came in that way.
problems with.
That is why that's
Once-
there.
once
It
we
had
shut
nothing
down,
to do
going
with
radio to
anybody
radio
other than the
was-
fact that they
ratios
talk
went
about
down.
us.
So with
They make
the
snide comments in the background.
That's what-
Those are-
what is it?
7,800 megahertz is what our radio stuff
Seven-
is.
seventy,
Yeah, that should be all of it.
700 to
That's going to
800.
be standard language.
I'm
That's
pretty
what
happy
it is.
about that.
Send me that, I'll
Let's
let
see.
you
I'm gonna add some to it because
So,
we're gonna say.
it
You're-
should
They need
work.
to-
I
we
mean,
can
I
do
know when
something
you
else.
test it, it worked pretty well.
Yes, I have
Obviously,
that in
fair.
order.
Okay, so I gotta like
Yeah,
to
yeah,
change
so
I've
first,
got it.
you have no idea, you guys
Yeah,
want
I
to
don't-
have
so,
one and once
as
I
far as I
have
know, it
the
works
name
pretty well.
We're great.
corrected, I will give you a
But
notification.
obviously,
25 years
I should-
when it gets that free time.
I should've known, I should've known. It was ready.
It's not ready though.
Okay,
It's
so
not
I've
ready.
been there, but
I know about
Big,
it.
like,
Yeah.
okay,
I wanna
so
look
good
at
job,
that.
you guys.
Yeah, let's see what-
I'm on
I
it.
have done.
No, you're not.
I
No,
know.
you
This is
don't.
really small.
I'd like to say if you can't say that, an hour, just say it. And so,
And then.
we almost made
More
it,
after
we
that.
almost made it. We were 2 minutes late.
I don't
Yeah,
like
That's what happens when you're late.
Once this is adjourned,
You're late.
I'm off the clock.
You were late.
Why-
You're off the
Figure out
clock?
something
No, you're not, you're always on the
I'll
clock.
show you. Obviously, you've been down to the engineer's office and it's
That's it, you
here.
just stay after school.
I think
Karen,
Yeah.
as the official auditor,
Put that
can you
nine
control the
point
temperature in here, and you want it to be warmer?
You want me, I said you
No,
want me, because it's gonna go up.
because you usually want it warmer than
I would never do that to
I
you
was
guys.
not
I will
gonna
suffer
shoot
the
that
amazing
power.
from my electric blanket. I
Chairman
don't
forever.
that looked really tacky if I think
They
about
didn't
it.
want me around.
Yeah.
I really thought of it.
Well played.
No, I won't turn the
Well,
heat
depending
on.
on how many people come
Got
in.
it all set up.
So we need a picture?
It's just super
The
outdated.
duration's done.
Picture.
Yeah, basically.
You got a white Zoom?
With all the other counties around.
You can stay set first.
Oh.
So you'll get a wide setting and then.
I'm gonna be on the other too.
I
I don't want to be in the picture.
Just trying to get a picture.
I'm gonna help see
Yeah.
if we really need them.
You?
Oh, I'm supposed to, here, let me move my copy out of the way.
Oh, don't talk. You in trouble.
Good enough there, us to stand up and sign you good? Okay, then you'll get closer.
Kirk, you need to smile this time, you look so serious.
That's one thing you'll notice.
There, you got one right now, we were talking.
So Heather, you just steps.
Do I need to step
Oh.
Hey, that's,
Are you ready? I'm already met with busy talking.
Oh, I thought you got it already.
I did, I'm just getting a little close. Then I'm not getting.
No worries,
Yeah,
no worries.
yeah. It's this way, I don't live. Might have one, thanks.
All right, okay, perfect, thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Got the official group together now.
I talked.
Huh?
You're saying one of those weekends, I don't say what's on, I don't say.
Yep.
email you.
Yeah, so I was.
Tenure.
I'm also, I have not installed it yet, so.
Looks like it's a lot of bits too.
Green big chicken scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah, secret stuff in
And
there.
then it's already up here.
Looks like you come along just in time.
What do you mean?
Sunshine.
Oh, yeah.
I
right back.
Sometimes I get that.
Yeah, that's why I said when I got some, what's this white stuff? I just got one yesterday.
I have no idea about anything like that.
Okay, I will be investigating.
Yeah, that would be amazing. That would be, and I think that was gonna happen.
Do you,
Yeah, because.
do we have a
you
list
could
of,
just do it, you have a, I mean, you might want to do a shorter version, just keep that for your.
do we have a list of, there's.
The official meeting.
I think I gotta hear what.
Did you guys ever at least send it to us? I don't know if that might be on there.
They have an entire.
I have to
I'll leave this in your office for now. Because I didn't start that till the second.
There's redundancy.
That was it. There's a card that had come. Figured out how to close that loop. Fiber optic. That's, to me, that's for me, it's a big one.
Yeah.
If we lose something, you know, how
Get that redundancy.
Paperwork, dude?
Hey,
what's that?
Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
send you
Yes.
a draft.
Just gonna send me, okay.
I got mine in
So,
line.
we've already sent.
He wants insurance.
I said
he wants to get
If you
paid.
send it to that, to all
Oh,
five
yeah.
of us,
Well,
just.
you
Just
need to
say
do it, right?
I did it, I wasn't paying
So that
attention.
way, know it.
I think I got it all done.
And then we'll all, let you know.
I thought we were supposed to be
changes.
signing this just for us.
Oh,
You
that's
can't
for
say
you.
it's a draft, you gotta say.
Joy.
It's
I
a
got
draft.
It's a draft.
Okay, that's good.
Sure, rat.
Say not
I got your
less.
number now.
So, yes,
Because that way we can look at it.
that's just really cool.
All right, everybody have a good weekend.
Happy New Year.
Happy
New Year.
Good, Tammy.
Okay.
I don't know if you need anything else from me.
Happy Christmas.
Did I sign everything I was supposed to?
Merry New
Yeah, you
Year.
guys are done, everybody's done except for.
My dad got inducted on Iowa racing.
You ordered the, bond. Was that already?
That's my job, you're already, we have a bond in place, so as you change your funds,
Okay, that's all.
and,
That's all.
just so you know, your bond, your
Is this
fund.
clock?
It's just fine.
I had to list, I think it's recycled. Is that recycled gravy?
We do have, we do, it's in the, all the shredding. Okay.
Oh, I know where the
All
shredding
the
is.
documents.
You're supposed to go watch it now, get that one, it's gonna be a little bit.
So, there's all, I know it's.
Yes, you'll have that.
You get one. No, you have one. And I'll just write it down.
Did you want any of the kids, like the older daughter, to have a service ask you, we have prescriptions, or anything, cause if you choose, you can.
Yeah, I know.
Why don't you, so that. Okay,
Because I wanna do it as we're going through the trial. Makes more
And
sense.
if you don't.
Oh, yeah.
So my wife asked my own school, her cards
They should be coming anytime.
Yeah, I know time.
You're already covered.
But I got to in our cards,
As a-
you know, like the first.
No, two. What was it? Oh, I think
There's a lot more.
Yeah, March second.
But I mean, but the card is that.
Oh, that's right.
No, the card is coming, no, anytime.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
March
So,
second.
I just need to know because.
Yes.
I've had to say
She's
this.
got nothing, she's got to go through this.
Yeah, and that's perfect, good finance, so what will happen,
I think yes.
when you go to your, once they learn that you have insurance, they will automatically be first payer. You'll lose your Facebook or whatever, and when you leave, or when you're done, whatever you wanna do, you have a document you fill out, you send it to your social security number, and then they make a statement. No, there's no
And have it.
She wants to know.
And like, how
Well,
you
for
do
your
appointments
appointments,
for
for
you get 100 towards your.
whatever card there,
But I don't
I
want
give
to
you
do
up
it.
to 100.
You can get two for $100 then.
He's all.
Yeah. Let's go have it.
Yes, absolutely, but you still turn in, so I can give you 100. For the 100, when you turn it in to me, it still comes, it comes directly out of the health fund.
Oh, okay.
So that makes a big difference on
You know what happened?
on the appointment.
You know what happened?
Just follow me on that. So you guys will get everything, will not be in, we won't say anything on it, we only throw the stuff away, we'll look at it, it'll
They'll just have your name. Go ahead.
They call me and say, Candy, I don't know my number.
What number? Yeah.
Right?
They go through my
Right.
name,
Yes.
That's crazy.
You know, we really thought something happened.
See?
Today.
That's
That's
cool. And then it started, you know,
This is,
right?
this is.
We thought this was
The
our
mother's
married,
married.
we were not here, and we were concerned.
You know, this is me though. I just got my phone to.
That's great.
I can't believe you.
You didn't.
I just wanna make sure I got it so I can go. I don't like being.
Did you? Yesterday. Oh my God.
Comments are supposed to be directed to the board, but, members, but if there's someone there. If you have something to-
You're getting the right.
No, I'm not, I came in to ask, my comment.
Excited about it.
So, yeah.
I came in to ask.
I told you this, you're.
Because I was
I know there's, I'm a woman.
I know. So you can't, so explain that to me. Even
No,
I
I'm
don't.
asking. I came back in.
It's not.
See, I won't know the beginning until I get.
Okay.
I know, they took the power away because you were late.
I know.
Hey, don't feel bad, I was too.
So good.
Okay.
At least we did.
I just wanted to be clear.
Have a good weekend.
So,